Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Michael Bisping, thank you very much for joining me right now. I firstly want to start off with just by giving you a round of applause from all of the UK on your victory against the Spider. You squashed the Spider, let's say. You got that victory. I just want to say congratulations. It was great for you, really, and it was just a great moment for UK MMA.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to talk to you, of course. And the fight of Anderson Silva, obviously, was a fight that I wanted for a long, long time, and I always thought I could beat the guy. I thought a good Anderson Silva showed up, but I got the job done. Of course, there was a scary moment in the third round, but I was able to fight through that adversity, still win the fourth round. The fifth round was close, but I clearly won on all three scorecards. And now there's only me and Chris Weidman to ever beat him in the UFC. So, I'm always proud to represent England and Great Britain. And, thanks very much. I appreciate the kind words.
Now, your next matchup is you're not fighting for the title. Instead, you're going to take on Chael in a grappling match. Now, I won't lie, when I first saw this picture, so to speak, of all the guys that are on this kind of event, I thought it was just someone made up a funny meme or something it was like a mock idea of what they would like to happen, and then someone actually told me it was legit. And then when I looked into it more, it's the launch of this this TV channel, the yourshow.tv. It's crazy, but it's really quite a fun thing they're doing.
Yeah, no, it really is, obviously, you've got something for everybody on there. If you're a jiu-jitsu wrestling guy, you're going to enjoy my match with Chael, obviously we have some history there. Then for the professional wrestling guys, you've got Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, which I'm not a big wrestling fan myself, but apparently in the wrestling world, that's a big matchup. Then you've got two legends of MMA, Ty Cabot taking on Dan Severn, and then of course at the end you got Roy Jones Jr. So as I said, something for everybody on there. I can understand at first people thinking that this wasn't really legit because it is kind of a crazy concept, but I think it's going to be a fun show. The pay-per-view is only $10, $12, something like that, so it's not a huge amount of money, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm excited.
So when they came to you with this idea, and was Chael the guy they wanted to give you first off, or did you ask to grapple with Chael? How did it come about then?
It was actually Chael that called me directly. I was having my coffee one morning. I was in the training camp for Anderson Silva. As I said, I was having a coffee. My phone rings. I look at this Chael Sonnen. I thought, what does he want? So I answered it, and he got straight to the point. He said, look, listen, I was supposed to be taking on Quinton Rampage Jackson, but he can't because of some legal issues. He said, we need a new opponent. Do you fancy doing it? And, it's paying, it's paying some decent money, and I thought, well, why not? I said, listen, let me speak to the UFC, let me speak to Dana first, make sure that contractually he doesn't mind me doing this, because I know we can't really do these types of things. But I called Dana up. Dana was awesome about it, He said, listen, technically I shouldn't. He said, but I'm going to forego what's in the contract. I'm going to let you do it. You've always been good to this company. And, that was it. So the fight was on. The match was on, sorry, should I say, not the fight.
I know, it is. You have to get the wording right. I'm like that as well with it. I like it. It's quite a fun thing because it's almost like it's a Meta Morris matchup. I want to see Josh Barnett and Frank Mir. I want to see Josh and Frank in like a Meta Morris or an Eddie Bravo Invitational kind of grappling contest, because that question for me is one that doesn't get answered, and for you it's a way to I'll be honest, I scored that fight for you. Alright, I will even tell Chael Sonnen that I scored the bout for you in that fight, but this is a way for you maybe to just have a bit of fun and maybe get some, get like a score one up on him again.
Well, exactly. It's not a fight, and actually, I've got nothing against Chael. He's actually a very nice guy.
Yeah.
So, when we had the fight, it was close. You know, now Chael was gracious enough after the fight to say that he thought I won. And a lot of people said that they thought I won the fight. Of course, I thought that as well. The reality is that it was a close fight. And when it's that close, you know, it goes to the judges. You can't be bitter about it. So, yeah, you know, I mean, it's a bit of fun. It's a grappling contest. Nobody's going to get hurt. You know, and I did very well in the grappling exchanges in that fight. Of course, I was looking to punch him in the face the whole fight. He was looking to take me down. Every time I threw a punch, he would time that, come underneath the punch and take me down. And of course, I was able to get back to my feet. But in this matchup, obviously I'm not going to be throwing punches. So he's not going to have that advantage. I'm going to be expecting his takedown. And the only thing I'm going to be looking for is takedowns and submissions of my own. So I think in that way, in that respect, it makes Chael's job a little harder. Of course, he does have the wrestling caliber, but I think I'm better in the jiu-jitsu, the submission division. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I think it's great because we get to see your grappling side, you know, the jiu-jitsu side, because it's not something that comes out that often. Because your style is to stay up on the, you like to stand up, you like to punch and you like to kick, you like the knee, you like the elbow. So it's not something we get to see enough of. Like, I admit, your takedown defense has grown, you know, very well over the years, and I put that down, obviously, down to Mark Munoz helping you out as well, and you can see it in the fights. The timing that you have from when you hit the mat to getting back up to your feet, getting to the cage or whatever you're doing, you know, it's increasing almost every fight you're doing. It's very impressive, anyway.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and you know. Yeah, I mean, grappling, of course, if you're doing mixed martial arts, you've got to focus on the grappling side. You've got to. It's as simple as that. And as it happens, I thoroughly enjoy that side of things. I really do. And, you know, I'm very proficient on the floor. You know, I've got a black belt, and I've done... I started off doing jiu-jitsu from a very, very early age, and obviously since I was in the UFC, or since I did mixed martial arts part of me, I've focused on the grappling and the wrestling side of things. And of course, I've made great strides in that area. So yeah, it will be nice to go out there and put some of that on display. You know, of course, in my fights, you know, I enjoy trying to take them out of their strikes. Sometimes I get a little annoyed and I say to my jiu-jitsu coach, in this fight I'm going to look to, you know, choke somebody out. I mean, when I was supposed to fight Robert Whittaker on UFC 193, of course, I had to pull out of that with an injury. My whole game plan was to use my wrestling, use my jiu-jitsu, and I was actually saying to my team, I'm going to get my first submission in the UFC. Of course, I injured myself and had to withdraw from the fight. But, you know, I have got the skills. It is there, and it will be nice to put them on test at the weekend.
Well, that was the thing. Now, obviously, you got this grappling bout coming up. Is this maybe something we might see in the future after your fighting career? Because obviously maybe this isn't going to happen all the time when you've got fights, especially at this point in your career, when it really is at a point where it could be either a potential you could have a title shot, or there's rumour of that Nick Diaz fight. Who knows? That'd be like a super fight, so to speak, kind of thing, which would be, in my opinion, I like that matchup as well. I like Nick Diaz, or I like, you know, the title fight. I think a title fight would be just deserved, because like how many guys you have to, like how much you have to do to get a title shot, in my opinion. But anyway, do you think that maybe this might be something you would do in the future then, a grappling kind of, you know, super bout, so to speak, in grappling?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the timing of this one worked out perfectly. Chael called up and I said, well, you know, that's a few weeks after my fight. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I get through that fight without any injuries, which I did. Of course, I had a couple of stitches in my face, but they're out now, that's all healed. So, yeah, the timing was perfect. For the foreseeable future, of course, I'll focus on my fighting, absolutely 100%. When I'm done, when I retire from fighting, yeah, sure, why not? You know what I mean? I'll always be a competitor, and I'll always want to test myself and stay fit. Things like this help me remain focused. So, yeah, you know, when I retire from fighting, I'll still have that competitive urge, and you never know, maybe I will do this type of thing more regularly.
Because I think, you know, you're a smart businessman as well. You know, you're doing obviously you do the analyst stuff with Fox, but also you're doing that radio side of things as well. Is it Sirius XM? I think it is. I believe. Have I get this right now?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, I do my own show called The Countdown on Sirius XM. Sirius XM has 30 million subscribers, so it's quite a large audience. So I do that on every Thursday. I do a lot of work with folks for the UFC, do a bit of commentating. I do a show for Fight Pass. So that side of things, the media side is picking up all the time, which is great. I'm very lucky. You know, I mean, of course, I've always had the gift of the gab, and now, thankfully, I'm making it pay for me. But as I said a moment ago, I'm still very much focused on being a fighter right now. But you've got to be careful. You've got to use the position that you're in to set yourself up for when you are done fighting. When you're finished, you can't expect everybody to do you a favour. So I'm trying to set myself up for when that day comes. Of course, I don't see that day coming for another 2 or 3 years yet. For sure.
Oh no, I like the radio show that you do. I've actually called it up before as well. I've actually spoke to you on it before, and I think it's great fun. I think it's fantastic what they're doing there. And like you said, you're planning to fight for a bit longer. And look, I honestly, from a selfish side of things in the UK, of course I want you to fight for longer. I'd like you to fight for longer. Ross Pearson, Stevie Ray up in Scotland. Of course we do. It's all biased, but I would really like to see Michael Bisping finally get a title shot. I'll put it out there right now. I remember Ariel Helwani even tweeting about it, because even he's feeling like, come on, what has he got to do?
Yeah, no, to be honest, I am feeling a bit of support, to be honest. And of course, that is something that I've wanted my entire career. Every fighter wants that, And I feel, to be honest, right now I'm in the best position I ever have been. I just pick Anderson Silva, for crying out loud. The guy's a legend. Like you said, what more have I got to do? I did talk to Dana about it after my last fight, and he said, let's see how it plays out, which is basically like me saying to my 5-year-old son when he's asking for a new PlayStation game, we'll see, which is a good way of saying shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? So him saying we'll see, you never know. You never know, it might come off. A fight with Nick Diaz certainly something that interests me as well. I won the title fight. Failing that, I would accept the fight with Nick Diaz as long as when I beat him, I do get my title shot. I'll keep trying it. If you don't say no now, I'll just keep plodding away. I'm still getting better. Even at my age, I'm still learning things all the time. I'm a student of the game. I'm still as hungry as I ever was, and I appreciate your support and everybody in the UK. They've been fantastic to me. They really have. And fingers crossed, my friend. Fingers crossed. One day soon.
Well, look, let's be honest. I'll say it right now. There is not much more else you can do. I hope it happens for you. You've got Chael Sonnen ahead of you, though. Let's get the real battle out of the way. Let's hope you get this beautiful submission match and have fun as well. That's what I look forward to, because you're not going to be punching or kicking each other. It's something you'll be able to relax a little bit more, in a sense of you can have fun. Michael Bisping will go into a bout that will be fun.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. Of course, fighting is a very high-pressure situation, and grappling, as you said, fun is the right word. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to have some fun. Of course, I'm a competitor, so I'm going to try my hardest to win the contest. I always do. Even if it's a ping-pong match, I'm a very competitive man, so I'm going to try and win. But as I say, I'll have a little fun with it. I'll give the crowd there a good show. Hopefully the people watching enjoy it, and hopefully I get a bit of revenge on Chael Sonnen.
So if you want to watch Bisping, you can go to yourshow.tv. It's like kind of teenage, text talk, whatever you want to call it, show.tv. And you can, I think it's like $11.99 and plus, I don't know, whatever. So it's like $12. I think in the UK that's what, 7-8 quid?
7 quid?
Yeah. Nothing. Pennies, really. So look, don't have a couple of pints and then just pay for that and watch it. And like Michael said, there's not just this, there's other bits on as well. It's just a fun kind of thing they're doing. I wasn't super shocked when I thought it was a joke, but then when I think about it, how can you be shocked when 23 years ago UFC 1 happened? So it's hard to be shocked now when you see something like this pop up.
Yeah, that's right. They're trying something new, of course. The price point is good. They're not asking for a lot of money. They've got some interesting names on there. They've got something for everybody, really, as we said at the top of the show. You know, they got boxing, they got grappling, they got wrestling, they got MMA. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And as I said, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to look to choke out Chael Sonnen unconscious, and yeah, enjoy the show.
Chael Sonnen not being able to talk for a few minutes, that'll be a surprise. I was actually asked if I wanted to have you and Chael at the same time on, and I literally said, really, I would not get a word in edgeways if I had the pair of them on.
You know what, Chael's actually, he's a good guy, but you're right, he does like to talk a lot, and, you know, I did see a couple of comments where he said, you know, make no mistake, I'm winning this match. And I'm like, oh, well, I wouldn't count your chickens before the hatch, Chael. You know, I mean, let's be honest. I did just beat Anderson Silva. This is a fighter that he had 2 attempts to beat him and couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Whilst I was training to fight Anderson Silva, he was filming The Celebrity Apprentice. So I would assume that I've had better training. I just beat somebody he couldn't beat. I beat him in our first match regardless of what the judges say. So as I said a moment ago, don't count your chickens before the hatch, Chael.
So, Michael, before you go, can you just let people at home know how they can follow you on social media if they are dumb enough to have not done already?
Yeah, so obviously Twitter's a big one. That's at Bisping, and then Instagram. Actually, Instagram's becoming the big one these days. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Mike Bisping. See, some mongrel had stolen Bisping. So at Mike Bisping, and yeah, know that you'll see me around here, and everybody in the UK, as always, thanks for the support. Nice talking to you, my friend, and yeah, enjoy the show this Sunday.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's been an absolute pleasure to finally grab you and get a word with you.
Anytime, my friend.